Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, so we're gonna take a look at liquid leafing. Um, I'm sure you've heard of like gold leaf, or just the metallic leaf papers where you can lay the sides with the glue or whatever, lay the gold down, make a lovely, beautiful mess, and apply metal leafing that way. I haven't gone there, to be honest, because I love this stuff. It does what I need it to. I've never done like a huge gold piece or silver or whatever before. So maybe I would go that direction if I needed to, but I just do little bits of gold. And so this stuff is completely amazing. This is liquid gold leaf. If you look into the recommended supplies area, why is it focusing so hard on my face? Focus a little. You'll see it there. I have it linked in the Amazon shop. You'll see several different kinds if you go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever. And you're going to find them in the paint section where you're going to find unicorn spit. As a matter of fact, it's right there with those guys. Or your little spray paints and stuff. You're going to find them right there. You're also going to find Rub and Buff, which is like a metallic wax. And like I said, a couple of different brands of this. It's high in solvents. So I recommend outside, open a door, wear a respirator, do something. Because the thing is if you've ever used like Andy Sloan wax, which is also high in solvents, you've got that smell. What it does is it causes it to harden really well and really fast. So while that helps us, dude, this stuff will give you a headache. So be careful. Let me know if you're tuning in. I don't know if I see anybody on there. Say hey or something. What else can we say about this? Mineral spirits. You're going to treat this just like you would a wax. So if you need to clean your brush, if you need to remove some, use mineral spirits to do that. Like I said, I only use it in very small little areas, so it's not a big deal for me. It kind of gets a little bit more fickle if you start using it in large areas. So what else? Shake it really well. The gold pigments like to settle to the bottom. So shake it before you use it. Stir it up if you need to. You'll be able to see whenever you open it, whether it's like translucent or if you can see a good bit of the gold in the liquid that you're using. If it is translucent, get like a toothpick or something, and that way you can get it mixed up. All right, so why are we using this? Liz, you're back. It's good to see you. This is the Glam. We want to find our little bits of glam in this guy. And so the gold liquid leaf is going to help us do that. Where do we want to put it? Me personally, I find those little nooks and crannies that you may have found on like the old French provincial pieces or the Art Deco pieces, trims, things of that nature. So this is the next step in the Rustic Glam series. We've done the prep work, we've done the painting. I didn't do the top yet. I'll do that later, don't worry about it. But we've done the painting, laying on the actual colors by doing the crumb coat and then doing the blending technique. And now comes in the glam part of adding the liquid gold leaf. In my mind, I'm picturing it's going to happen around the drawer. It's going to happen in these little framed areas. I may add some to the hardware. And really, from there, it's just a matter of just kind of brushing it on in little random areas wherever I want to. But I want you to see just how well it goes on. This also is coming before the distress, because in a real world situation, if this piece had been sitting in our living room for 50 years with the gold on it, we wouldn't have rubbed away paint and not rubbed away gold. So whenever we do distress, we want to also take a little bit of the gold with it to reveal the wood. So I'm going to bring you a little bit closer. I want you to really see the impact that this stuff has and why me personally, I'll tend to choose it over using like, the actual gold leaf stuff. So give me 1 second, I'll get you situated. So bring the table to you. I think I do that. Okay. Let's see. Bear with me. And I don't want to make you guys too dizzy. Liz, what have you been up to today? I just catch you at all of the best times, right? How is the weather where you are? I'm always curious about that because the UK is very different from where I'm at. Why is this just not coming in? Yes, sir. Here we go. Okay. I think that'll do it. It's about as close as we're going to be able to get. I have to touch on the side and not cause everything to fall apart. And now it's Friday. Gracious day. I'm ready for it. All right. But I appreciate y'all for being here because genuinely, this is where my heart is. I love teaching, but those big groups get to be so much for me. And I want to make sure I'm teaching to people that really want to know. And so look, I am putting the tiniest little bit. This is an itty bitty brush. I'm just using a little artist brush. If you want to clean your artist brush later, remember that you can use mineral spirits and that will remove it. To be honest, typically though, I get rid of the brush. That's all. I just do. I'm gonna start over here. I'll dab again. Do y'all dance before you paint? I get really nervous and I start dancing a little bit. Now I don't want it to be perfect. I kind of just want it to go on there. So if it skips a little bit, that's fine. I'm okay with it. I see it pooling right there, and I don't want it to end up dripping, so I'm going to try to grab it up some. There we go. Let's straighten out that line. Cool. There you go. Do you see how shimmery that is? See, this stuff is kind of amazing to me. No joke. Now, it comes in lots of different colors. This is the standard gold. I've seen it in silver, pewter, rose gold. I've seen all kinds of different colors. So, and now, of course, I'm speaking from the American mindset. I don't know how available it is in other countries. So I know some of you are in the UK, some of you are in Australia. Liz, I know you're from South Africa, but you're in the UK now, right? So I don't know about the availability. I know things are very different as far as what's allowed in your countries. But if you have got a gold wax and you add mineral spirits to it, that's the same thing. You just make it into more of a liquid rather than the hard wax, like the Pabio, like any of the actual, like the rub and buff type waxes. Any of those can be turned into liquid leaf. All you have to do is add enough mineral spirits, basically. And now you're going to find possibly, at least I do, that this is a little bit harsh. You've got that beautiful blue going. This may seem a bit elementary whenever you start adding the gold. And that's fine. It's totally fine. What's going to happen is we're going to distress it, and we are going to, you see how nicely that works together? We're going to distress it, and then we're also going to do the black wash. And see, here's this. This is another reason I'll use this over like an actual wax. Because it's so high in solvents, and like we talked earlier about how it hardens and it dries to a higher ability, you're going to be able to paint over it and not have problems. Now, I can't say that's definitely going to be the case if you were to use this on a really large scale area, but for what little bit we use it on, just for like accenting and such, yeah, you can totally paint over it. So we're going to be able to do that antiquing wash. Oh, look at that. What? Oh, yay, I'm glad. Very cool. And I'm sorry, I'm reading that you're going to, you've already contacted people to get some from the US. That's good, I'm glad. This is really cool stuff. I enjoy using it a lot. So I hope you get to enjoy it too. I'm going to, why don't it want to open? I just painted myself gold, y'all. I'm scared to touch too much. Oh, okay. Be smarter than the vanity. Now I'm going to start laying it into these little areas. And once again, it doesn't need to be perfect. Because we're going to be rubbing some away and adding some more in. Yeah, don't worry about it being perfect. I'm going to drop y'all down a little bit though so that you can see what I'm doing. Hold on, close your eyes, don't get sick. Good, good, good. Okay, awesome. Liz, are y'all all into this royal wedding stuff? I know, of course, in America, we're kind of going crazy over it because, you know, he's actually marrying an American, but how do y'all feel about all that? Not to get all political, it's just interesting. Kimberly, okay. I keep checking over just to make sure that I'm not missing any kind of comments. It's so different in here. Like, whenever I'm on page, like, everybody ends up seeing it, and lots of people end up, you know, coming in and chiming in, even if they don't like the page. Like, they end up seeing it and making comments and all that good stuff. So it spreads like wildfire. In the groups, it's completely different. So I feel like I'm talking to myself, even though, I mean, I'm trying to talk to you guys, but you're not here yet. Talk about a delay. Okay, so yeah, I'm adding in the gold. Super easy to work with. I hope y'all actually end up using the same stuff that I am, so you can see how easy it is. And I mean, if you've ever used like the PBO, I don't know how you say it, gold, like the stuff that you just, the gilding wax, that's what it's called. If you've ever used that and liked it, you are going to go crazy over this stuff. It reminds me of those calligraphy pens that you see. Oh my goodness. Coronation chicken. Ginger pudding? What is ginger pudding? I think that kind of sounds good. Is it? It's a little bit fascinating to me. I'm a mutt. I'm a mutt. But I am part English, and my grandmother said don't tell anybody, but I'm also part Scotch. So I've got a lot of I don't know, UK-ish blood. I don't know. But in there is also a lot of Cherokee Indian and French, and there's a little bit of everything. So I can't really stake any claim to any one culture. But I've always, always, always wanted to come up to the UK. Ginger pudding. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Unless you've got a recipe. Drop me the recipe because that sounds very interesting. What kind of cream? Is it like whipped cream? Like sweetened cream? I hope so, right? I mean, that does sound kind of good. Whew. I love the way this stuff it's so forgiving. And if I really wanted to, I believe I could dilute it some with clear wax. Double sweet cream. Oh, wow. So that sounds good. I think it's so cool that we get to like just interact and talk to people, interact with and talk to people from across the country over Facebook. It's funny because I've actually got a lot of followers that are from South Africa and Australia and New Zealand. A lot are from New Zealand. That's so neat to me. Okay, almost done with this little frame. And I showed y'all earlier about these, this wire. This is not chicken wire. I mean, it's the wire that came with the piece, but it kind of looks like chicken wire, right? And I wanted to show y'all what I was going to do with that. I think I'm just going to kind of dry brush it with the gold. Do you think? And so you can end up adding a little bit more later if you need to, if it looks too translucent. You want to be careful though, because it's in it like any wax. It reworks itself. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? A little bit, like I said, it's a little bit solid, a little bit rudimentary, but I like the way it looks. Okay. Oh, and you know how we were talking before about how I use my styrofoam plates? This is not the time for a styrofoam plate, just so y'all know, because this stuff will eat straight through it. Can you see that? Oh, how cool. And now I don't want perfect coverage, because remember I painted a little bit of the turquoise on there earlier. I'm thinking about like brass and how you have like the patina and stuff. That's what it reminds me of. So I'm just I'm dry brushing over it. It makes me happy. That, and it could be a little bit of the gold leaf fumes getting to me. I'm telling you, I'll be careful. I'm about to have to open the door. Can you see the difference? South Africa is way behind. They only have Amy Sloan and one other paint. Really? That's so sad. What's the other paint? Do you know? I know for a while I was working with and really, really enjoyed Pure and Original paints. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful paint line. And then also, I think she's only in Australia. But a friend of mine, Seda, she has, oh, I wonder if they have fusion. Maybe they have fusion. Tiyoko? Tiyoko? Seriously? I don't know. I'm going to look that up. She has a paint line called Old World Paint, I think, that she brought to Australia. She was living there for quite some time. For whatever reason, she's in the United States right now, which is not typical. I don't know why. Maybe I should ask. You know, I never want to seem nosy, but I'm curious, like, because I know she enjoyed her life in Australia. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty, guys. I hope y'all like take the button whenever this is. If you're watching on replay, oh, do you see my bruise? Isn't that horrible? Take the button, the bar at the bottom, where you can, down here somewhere, where you can go fast forward and back, and go back and forth to before and after. So you can see the difference on this grating. I think it's really cool. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk. I'm loving the way this is looking. I feel like everything has to be grounded. So whatever makes the most impact, and in this case it's the gold, a lot of times I'll try to bring it somewhere towards the bottom to kind of anchor it to the ground. Otherwise, I feel like my piece is kind of floating in thin air. I don't know why. That's just my feelings. So I'm gonna try to just kind of brush it in there. Wow. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, although this stuff kind of automatically works perfectly. Can you see that? I'm gonna have to turn it around, huh? Yeah. And I'm just gonna bring it down to kind of the end of this curve. I'll try and kind of just not fade it, but just gently let go of it as we reach down there. Because again, it doesn't have to be completely perfect. We're going to be doing the color wash over it. So that gives us a lot of forgiveness. I may even get y'all to sign up for my chat bot so I can let y'all know whenever I'm going live. That way I know that you know. Because while I don't mind that y'all don't tune in live, I don't want you to feel pressured to. I kind of would like you to know that I'm going live, you know? I'm just going to rub that out a little bit. And now I will say, like, the gold down here is 1,000 times more harsh than anything I typically do. But in the end, it's all going to be all right. It's all going to be all right. Right? And see, that's one coat. But there were a couple of spots that I, like, you know, touched up or whatever, but that's just one coat of this stuff. It's amazing to me. All right, so I'm going to leave that alone and let it dry. Let's see if I can do like a little bit of a closing argument. Maybe I could put rollers on my table. That'd make it a little bit easier, huh? Hold on. Close your eyes. Don't get seasick. I have to get a new tripod. Oh no. There we go. All right, guys, that's it. Okay, so we have prepped well. We did our crumb coat. We did blending the paints and getting this fabulous blue finish. And then now we have tackled the liquid leaf that I'm going to see if it will zoom in on, if I can show it the right side. Like I said before, this comes in all kinds of different brands. I wouldn't think that they're any more or less trustworthy if you're getting it from like Hobby Lobby or something like that. Just make sure it's an actual gilding product and it's not your traditional gold wax or gold blades. Those are going to give you very different effects. You want a good opaque gold. So that's going to make it very easy. You can even use like the gold pens just for like the fine details and stuff. I see no problem in doing that. So next part is going to be the black antiquing wash. I'm going to explain to you why I do the wash instead of a traditional glaze, show you how to do the wash, and yeah, we're almost done with this guy. So I don't know if I'm going to get to it today. I need to open the door and air out my home because, wow, dude, yeah, that's intense. So, but I will get to it as soon as possible. Trust me on that. I want to see what you guys are working on. What piece are you going to try and put this on? I want to see it. So get to it. You have an assignment. This is homework. I want to see what piece you're going to do this finish on because we've got to do it. And it doesn't have to be the blues. I'm even thinking about integrating like some corals. Greens would be amazing with this. I think we've got the Northern Lights and the Tourmaline by Wise Owl. That would be absolutely gorgeous. Or cypress. Oh, cypress and tourmaline would be amazing with this kind of effect. It would give it a regal kind of old world kind of look. That would be amazing. Even like the blacks and the grays. So you can do anything, and you add the gold, and it just brings it to this elevation. And then you add the wash, and it kind of takes it back in time. Come on, guys, let's do it. I want to see your pieces. I'm gonna get on with my Friday. Like I said, I might be back a little bit later, and I'll do the wash. But I can't promise anything. We'll just have to see how that goes. So I'm crossing my fingers because Friday's kind of already taken off for me. The kids have gotten home from school. I've already wrangled everybody up. So we'll see how it goes. But I will talk to y'all soon. We're there. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate you being here and standing by and like watching while I'm actually working. So I hope to see you guys soon, and I hope to see your pieces soon, and I hope to inspire you and encourage you and help you learn and grow in your craft. So I will talk to you later. Bye.